So how's everybody doing today? All right, we'll make sure we sing a little happy birthday at the end of it.
No singing.
We can't let this day pass by without some celebrations, so.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for joining
Beautiful day. Is it nice outside? All right, so a beautiful day. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. We're actually talking about, if Chrissy didn't mention already, some seasonal superfoods. So we've picked some really nice ingredients. Some of them that are just amazing right now, delicious right now, and we encourage you to try some of them. So we experimented. We got some cool recipes, some tasty recipes. And
we didn't introduce ourselves.
No.
Here's the birthday boy, Jeremy Capone, wellness chef, and I'm Christy Brissett, registered dietitian. And thanks for joining us in the ELLICSR kitchen today.
Yes, thank you.
And let's jump right into the recipe and start with a very interesting superfood that just happens to be in season right now. Does anybody know what this is?
Okra.
Okra.
Yes. So this, you'll find it now. I think you'll probably start to see it more in Ontario, probably near the end of July, as it heats up a little more. We're actually growing okra. This is for the first time this year in our garden, and hopefully it turns out. This isn't from our garden, but delicious, great ingredient. Used a lot in South Asian cooking, Caribbean cooking, South American cooking. Almost
thinks
everywhere.
Of gumbo
Yeah,
when they think of.
exactly. In Louisiana as well. And it's a delicious ingredient. If you haven't used it before, try it out. A couple things I think that might turn people off if they have tried it is that it does, in some of the dishes, it can get a little, there's a word I want to use but I'm not going to use, but a little sticky, slimy. Slimy's a good one.
Slimy, for sure.
I was going to say mucusy, which is not appetizing. Slimy's good. Yeah,
I know.
I
What
said
could be
it.
worse than slimy?
Yeah.
You got it.
But it's a fantastic ingredient, and there's a few things that you can do to kind of limit that. So that secretion comes from those membranes, which is very similar to aloe vera. Do you know what aloe vera is? So it secretes like that kind of stickiness. So what you can do is just make sure it's dried very, very well. If you prepare it in a dry heat, like a barbecue or baked in the oven, a lot of people deep fry them as well. You wouldn't think of that as a dry heat, but it's not in a moist environment. So that's a great way to prepare them. Limit the amount of cutting. The more you cut the okra, you're slicing through those cells, and it's going to just start to release more of that. And I'll actually show you here
How to slice it up. And there are health benefits to that kind of gummy consistency. So that's a hint as to the type of fiber that's inside.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it where it's not slime.
This is a minimal slime technique.
So again, wash them, dry them very, very, very well. And I'm just cutting the top off. Start cutting the top off, and then we're gonna slice it down the middle, but not all the way through. So I don't want to go through the other side, just into one side. And if I pry it open, you can either use your fingers. Let's go a little deeper. You can kind of get into the cavity there. So that's what we want. That's how we want to prepare it, and that's all the cutting I'm going to do here. The more chopping you do, like I said, you're going to start to get really sticky in the kitchen. So just one slice, and what we're going to do is we're going to prepare them almost like a stuffed jalapeno popper, if everyone's had one of those.
A guilty
Delicious,
pleasure
yes.
at our restaurant patios.
Delicious
So
snack.
Here's a nice, healthier, elixir-fied version.
So for the stuffing, we're going to have this is some low-fat cream cheese. We're going to add some chopped shallots. You can use onions, garlic if you want. Shallots have a really nice taste. If you want it a little spicy, you can add a chili. This is a jalapeno here. If you don't like the heat, but you still want some of that flavor, just remove the seeds and that white membrane on the inside. That's where most of the heat is. Or you don't have to add it at all. The beautiful thing about this is you can add really whatever you want. If you want some nice fresh herbs, some dried herbs, you can add that as well. So we're just going to roughly chop this up. That's going to go in. We have some lime juice. Again, that's going to really kick up the flavor. And what I wanted to add as well is the zest. So we're going to use our rasp here, our microplane, and just get some of that zest in. That's going to contain, again, a lot of those essential oils in that lime. It's really going to kick up the flavor. Those oils, as soon as you start to zest away, that's when you can really start smelling the lemon. Sometimes I'm in here just zesting lemons or limes, and people are like, oh, your cooking smells good, and I haven't even touched the pan yet. It's really just from those essential oils, which are packed with flavor. So that's going to go in. The coconut.
Did anyone bring a machete?
Yes.
No?
Now
Nobody?
You don't need a machete. I said.
Yeah? Oh, somebody has a
There
little
we
pocket
go.
knife in the audience.
That won't work. That won't work. Coconut. You can use dried, unsweetened coconut for this if you want. Sometimes you can find the fresh coconut already broken for you in some supermarkets, or if you want to have a go at it, I do
What would you
suggest
recommend? A hammer?
a welder's mask first off. It's not that hard. It just kind of makes a mess. That's why I don't want to do it here. So we have our fresh coconut here. Delicious. You just want to peel the outside, which you can eat. It's edible, but it's pretty fibrous. It's pretty tough. So we just want to get that white coconut, and we're going to grate it.
And you're saying if you can't find the fresh, or you're not up to chopping a whole coconut right open, you can just get the dry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's a good idea. If you're buying it from your bulk store or the package, just take a look. Make sure you get the unsweetened kind, because sometimes you'll find the shredded coconut with lots of sugar added to it. So you just want the natural one, especially for a recipe like this.
So fresh coconut in, which is nice. And I know, sometimes not everyone's a coconut fan. I think that really comes from that artificial flavor of coconut. Fresh coconut tastes completely different than that kind of sweetened artificial flavor. It's really nice and refreshing. And it's mild. It's not like you're going to really...
It's not going to overpower.
No, and you're not going to... You kind of taste it, but... So we're going to put some of that lime juice in there. And again, it has this kind of... almost like this Caribbean feel. You have the lime juice. You have a little bit of that chili, a little bit of that coconut. And we'll mix it up. Take your time, do a better job. I'm rushing this, making a mess. All right. And what we want to do, so with that okra, and I'll show you if anyone else came in, I'll show you one more time. It's really simple to prepare. The top, the very top, off. If the bottom is kind of gnarly, you can take that off. These are pretty good. And then a slit down the middle, and then you can just work your way in. And by holding the bottom and kind of pushing the top, it'll stay open. And what you can do is just take some of that. Whoa. There we go.
Get it in there.
And what helps is if you just put like about a teaspoon on top, you can use either a fork or a spoon, and just push it in like that. We'll do another one here to show you. And the okra has all these amazing seeds inside. Those are all edible, so don't take anything out. So we're gonna do a little bit of a coating here. We have an egg. And I've actually tried this with just coconut milk as well as the kind of the moist part. It works. I think the egg gives it a little bit more of a crust.
Makes it more crispy?
Yeah, this is more, this is training from my grandmother. Everything that was breaded, it was egg, flour, egg, and a breadcrumb. So this is more just force of habit, but you can use even a little bit of yogurt, just something to coat it. All right, so we have our egg, and then our breadcrumb mixture, which we have just a little bit of panko breadcrumb. You can use regular breadcrumb. You can use even cornmeal if you want. some dried coconut. So this is unsweetened dried coconut. This is going to give it a really nice texture as well, plus a little bit more of that kind of coconut flavor. And some smoked paprika. Smoked paprika, we use it quite a bit here because it's a really nice flavor enhancer. No sodium in it. It's just paprika that has been smoked, and you can find it. It's in most grocery stores now. I've got these tins at St. Lawrence Market, but they're like $3 for a tin like this, and it'll last you, quite some time. So egg wash into the breadcrumb. Get a bigger bowl because this is not working as well.
And is there a technique? Like, do you keep an eggy hand and a breadcrumb hand?
Yes. So eggy hand and then breadcrumb hand.
Never the two shall meet during this process.
Well, otherwise you'll be breading your fingers. So we're just gonna lightly kind of coat them. So you bread them. That's gonna go into the oven, 425 degrees. So we've got a hot oven, and they're gonna bake for about 15, 20 minutes. Nice, crispy, stuffed okra.
Like you've never seen it before.
Never seen it before.